Hey CLS participants! So, it's time to submit your evidence, but you're not quite sure what exactly to submit. Here are some tips that we hope are helpful based on some common confusions that we've seen from past participants. First things first, know your class. There are actually 3 separate courses that support classroom learning systems, each with their own rubric and set of expectations for evidence submission. These courses include CLS, Setting Direction, CLS, PDSA and Engaging Key Partners, and CLS Data Systems. You don't have to take all of these courses at the same time. It's just important to remember that each one has its own requirements for evidence submission. So let's say that you've only taken CLS Setting Direction. According to the rubric, which you can find on the site, you have 3 objectives that you need to meet. The first talks about learning requirements or learning targets. These refer to your course objectives and should be posted somewhere in your room that's visible to students, such as on your front board or bulletin board. Feel free to write them out for us or just take a picture of what you have posted for this part of your submission. The next objective on your rubric talks about long-term goal setting and reporting progress on that goal. This is a goal for all students for the entire year, and it might look something like this. Progress is reported using some form of benchmark assessment. This data should be displayed visually for students and could look something like this. Again, just take a picture of what you have posted for us to see. Finally, you are asked to type out a description or provide a sample newsletter and/or survey to show us how you support positive relationships with students, your families, and other key partners. Any of those options are perfect for this part of the objective. That takes care of your evidence submission for the Setting Direction course. But now let's say you've only taken the PDSA and Engaging Key Partners course. Again, on your rubric, you have 3 objectives. The first is looking for a connection between the PDSA process and the long-term goal. If you notice, this is the same long-term goal we just looked at from the Setting Direction course. You'll need to provide evidence that your PDSA cycles support this goal. So let's take a look at those PDSA cycles. It starts with the plan. This is a short-term learning goal, again, that supports that long-term goal. A short-term example of a plan might look something like this. You are also going to want to document what strategies you choose to do in this do section to help you and your students meet that goal. You will then study your data and add a plus delta to gain student voice as well as your own in terms of what worked and what things did not work. Those deltas will help support future action steps that will guide the learning moving forward. The second objective of this course aims to verify that high-leverage learning strategies are being utilized. That really just zeroes in on this do section of the PDSA. Be sure to include strategies from Robert Marzano, Doug Lemov, and/or John Hattie. These PDSAs should be posted near your long-term goal. Save each cycle and send us pictures of what you do. Finally, the last objective of this course aims to determine how you engage your key partners in your system. You can write a description, provide a sample survey, etc. in order to show us that information. And that'll do it for the PDSA and Engaging Key Partners course. Now, if you decided to take the Setting Direction and the PDSA course on the same day, that's fantastic. You will have 2 sets of evidence to submit, and it might look something like this. Learning targets, a long-range goal, complete with data that correlates to that long-range goal that covers the majority of your Setting Direction course. Of course, we can't forget about the PDSA, that Plan, Do, Study, Act. That's a big piece of the PDSA and Engaging Key Partners course. Don't forget to add your descriptions of how you support positive relationships as well as how you choose to engage your key partners in your system. See how this PDSA process supports the long-term goal? Everything should connect. Finally, we have one more course entitled CLS Data Systems. In this course, the focus becomes the individual student and how his or her progress can support not only his or her own growth, but also the growth of the class. In other words, you can still have a class long-term goal as well as a class PDSA, which are in turn supported by individual student data. Your first objective on your course rubric asks to see the alignment between your individual student goals and your class goals. The second objective focuses on the PDSA process for the individual student. This could possibly be kept in their own data binder or their own data folder. Please feel free to take pictures, upload an example, etc. The third objective for this course invites you to write a description and/or send a video with proper permissions in order to demonstrate how students share their successes with their key partners. Once you've added your own examples to your course rubrics, you should be good to go. We hope that this helps to clarify a few things for you, but if you have any questions or run into any problems moving forward, please contact your facilitator. Have a great day.